Well, the video quality is going to be garbage, but I'm using my iPad for this. So I got my RX 6600 XT in today, and overall, it's been working fine. But as you can tell by the title of this video, I'm now experiencing a weird issue with my motherboard to where I gotta power cycle it multiple times for it to post. Sometimes I have to physically pull all my receivers and whatnot for like my mouse and keyboard from the back of the motherboard and then try and get it to post again. And once it posts, because that's normally what fixes it, I have to go and plug everything back again. And I haven't had this issue until I got this new card here. So let's see. At least I have the mouse right now. So let's go and shut down my computer. Now I want to shut down. Alright, so I'm going to let it sit for like 10 seconds. Alright, go and boot it, or at least try to. Lights on the motherboard are a good thing. The lights on the GPU fire up. And this amber light should turn blue. And it turned to blue, which means it's posting. Now it's going to take a little while to boot because I'm using a spin drive. Due to the way PowerColor wants me to test my new card, they want everything as stock as possible. Now it could do a complete system restore on my NVMe drives, but I would not have the storage capacities to do that. Hence why I'm using a spin drive. This is a 2 terabyte 7200 RPM spin drive. So it's not total molasses, but it is molasses nonetheless. But it actually booted up fairly quick. Now, due to the way PowerColor has the fan curve on this thing, it gets really hot. I saw it go to like 179 playing Cyberpunk 2077. So I went into MSI Afterburner and turned on the fan curve. I lose the 0 RPM mode, but the temperatures on this thing are just so much better. It stays like 130. It occasionally maxes out to 140, but it doesn't do it that often. So I lose, like I said, I lose the RPM, 0 RPM mode, but I gain a more cooler card. So now since the fans are now spinning, the computer is fully booted up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut it down again, and I'm actually going to leave it. I'm still getting myself ready for bed, so I got like another 5 or so minutes, maybe 10 minutes of stuff to do before I actually can go to bed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the computer sit, and I will, before I go to bed, I'm going to reboot this thing one more time and see if it posts. And hopefully it does. Alright, it's been about 5 or so minutes. I'm more or less ready to go to bed. But like I said, I want to turn it on again and see if it boots or posts. And of fucking course, it does not want to post. The fan stopped spinning, but I got no post. And it's not even wanting to turn off. And now it posts. Give me a second. I'm getting tired of this. Where's my RX 580? a nearly $500 card, and yet worked for 3 hours completely fine. And yet I shut the computer down for less than 5 fucking minutes, and it refuses to post every single fucking time. You have no idea how fucking mad I am right now. And yet, my old ass RX 580 still fucking works to this day. And yet, a brand new $500 card shits itself after 5 minutes of being turned off. Where is it? Stupid. There it is. You have no idea how hard I'm fighting myself to not just take this thing and just take it to the driveway of my fucking house and just smashing it. You have no idea how hard it is for me not to do that. But knowing how this is not getting returned, I might just do that because I'm fucking pissed off. This is the 5th AMD card I've gone through now. The 5th one. Originally an RX 5600 XT from XFX. And then a 5600 XT from PowerColor. That one worked completely fine. It had bad ball bearings in the fans. I put up with that for 6 to 7 months. I RMA'd it. They sent me in a 5700 XT as a gracious upgrade. That one shit itself after 3 to 4 days of use. I RMA'd that. They sent me another 5700 XT. That one shit itself again after 3 to 4 days of use. And then after a month or two of waiting to get my fucking replacement, this one fucking shits itself within 4 hours of fucking use. What else am I supposed to do? I don't got the money to buy an AMD card. Or not an AMD card. I don't have the money to buy an NVIDIA card. I would love to own an NVIDIA product again. This is the last fucking AMD powered bullshit card I ever get. The only AMD card I actually own that I'm happy to own is my used RX 580 off of eBay. This thing is old, and yet you saw me put it into my computer after I pulled that piece of shit and threw it in the trash. You saw me put this in the computer, and it posted instantly without a problem. It did not bitch. It didn't do anything. And yet this card, even after getting thrown into the trash, still has the gall to not post. And I still fucking fed up. I'm literally sounding like Malcolm, but unlike Malcolm, I'm not a fucking idiot. Oh yeah, I gotta flip the power button. Oh, and now you start posting. Fuck you, card. Fuck you. At this point, I don't give a fuck what PowerColor says. Yeah, I'm gonna carry this one-handed. Give me a second. PowerColor wants me to test this card completely stock, okay? And what they mean by that is no custom cables, no PCI risers, everything stock as it should be. Now, granted, it in this configuration is not stock by any stretch of the imagination. But since I don't know if my M101 case was the cause of my other cards dying on me, I didn't want to take the risk. So I spent a few hours fabricating this custom little holding system out of foam board to hold both the power supply and the motherboard right here. Even though it's foam board, it's perfectly fine. And this is a full open air system. That way so I can reduce any chances of this card shitting itself. Granted, it's been shitting itself, so I don't know what else to say at this point. But it's not my computer. It's not the setup I have. You saw what I did with my RX 580 after I threw this thing in the trash. So I'm done with PowerColor, what they say. I'm not going to test this card the way they wanted me to. When I wake up later today, because I was trying to go to bed, I'm going to tear this whole thing apart, and I'm going to put everything back in my my Lee Q58. I really love this case, and I want to go back to this. And seeing how this card is doing this, I don't know what else to say. The only other thing I can do is go into the BIOS and see what the PCI thing is set to. So I gotta remember how to get into the BIOS key of my motherboard. So there's my phone. I'll use that. Who would think my iPad would actually come in handy? No, not that. I need the BIOS. BIOS key is F2 or delete. I'll have a small little cut because I pushed my notifications down by accident and it most likely showed where I actually live, so sorry for the little small cut. If it doesn't post after restarting, I don't know what to fucking say at this point. Again, you have no idea how much I'm finding myself from just taking this thing out of the PCI slot and just going out into the driveway and just smashing it. Again, this is the 5th card I've gone through. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be that lucky Reddit poster or YouTube poster that gets noticed by NVIDIA or maybe AMD themselves, and they send me a completely different card, like a Sapphire card. That's the only other card I would actually use, considering my RX 580 is a Sapphire card. And even though I'm pressing F2, it doesn't even go into the fucking BIOS because of reasons. Fucking computer, I'll make it go into the BIOS. There we go. Okay, so let's see. Advanced mode. Of course. Okay, where is this? Where is it? I'm looking for this. NVMe. No, that's not it. Miscellaneous? No. Performance? No. This? No, not. Ah, here it is. Gen 3. It'll set the auto. Save. Yes. Since it'll set the auto, it shouldn't be more than, it should automatically be set to PCI Gen 3. Now the thing is, I do not expect this to work. Just because it's still posting doesn't mean when I let the computer sit for 5 minutes it will post again. So what I'm going to do is that once this is done starting up, I'm going to shut it down again, And I'm going to go and edit the current video I have. That way so I can edit out that little part like I was talking about when getting to my cell phone. And it'll probably take like 5 to 10 minutes for this iPad mini to go and properly do everything. So I'll be able to use that as a time frame to let the computer sit. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to shut it down. First I'm going to significantly turn down the speed of my mouse. Alright, so it took a little while. I decided to download Filmora, or how you pronounce it, and it errored out when it tried to export the video. So I went to iMovie and it exported completely fine. Well, it turns out you can't actually see where I live, so I didn't do any editing. I just spliced the two videos together. So in total that took about, considering this is a 4th gen iPad mini, about 15 minutes. Maybe 20 minutes in total. So that's how long the computer's been sitting. Let's see if it posts an image. And of course it fucking doesn't. I even went into my motherboard's BIOS and physically told it PCI Gen 3, and yet the card still refuses to post. And I know for a fucking fact that it is not my HDMI cable. This is the exact same HDMI cable I use on my PS3 right there. And I know it's not my monitor because my monitor works every single time to give it a signal. So let's plug the HDMI back into the monitor. Make sure I don't hit the wrong port by accident. Alright, I got a blue light. Let's see if it does anything. Nope, it is cycling through ports. Which means it is refusing to post. I think I caused the motherboard to reboot or power cycle it. I basically got a free $500 card for the troubles that I've been having with every single 5000 series card I've had with PowerColor. And yet, even this, me and my father spent, God, how much did he spend to get all this done just for nothing? $230 for a new motherboard, $130 for a new power supply, the Lianli G58. Let me grab my phone. My math is ass. Okay, so $250 for the motherboard. I said what, $130 for the power supply. And this cost this cost $140. My father wasted $520 on it just to get this just to get. And I'm not even including taxes. If I'm including taxes, it's probably $600 wasted. $600 wasted. I didn't spend the money. But the last thing I want is my father, out of the kindness of his heart, to waste $600 in components and upgrades and cases just to hopefully get a card that works, to get my cards to stop dying on me. And yet, this card still died on me. And it didn't even make it past a fucking day. It made it past no more than 4 hours of use. And you can't blame me throwing this thing in the trash can for killing the card. The card was busted prior to it, and you know it. Granted, I know someone's going to say that, but still. The motherboard's completely locked. Thank God I don't have my actual NVMe boot drive plugged in. I bet that drive will have been corrupted by now. And now I'll fucking post again. Since PowerColor is not going to do anything for me now, they said that this is the last card they sent me. They're not getting this card back. I'm keeping it. And I am not selling it. It's staying with me. I'm keeping this card out of circulation. I am not going to allow someone else to go through the same bullshit that I'm going through right now with PowerColor. I am very grateful that they went through and actually did something like this for me. But still, I didn't do anything wrong. Granted, I threw this thing in the trash can in a fit of rage, but still, the card works. Not really, but still. phone for a second. Let me see if I have a video. I think I've been recording at least some video. Okay, so let's see. My fourth and final R. And the reason why I'm doing this is because not Windows, this card out. So currently I'm on a computer, and that is gaming. As you can see, there's my RX 580. I started out my day downloading all my games for testing. This is me explaining the camera rig situation for me to record if this card dies, and it died on me, what I was doing prior to it dying on me. Hence the 3 hours worth of video I showed. And of course here, okay, and if I go to the next video, you piece of crap. My fourth and final. Alright, so I have my fourth and final RMA. So there is. Alright, so alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to finish up downloading all the games. Can you do what you're told, you piece of crap? Oh, my memory is off on how I did this, but basically after I did this, I DDU'd the system, and I plopped the new card in and whatnot. As you can tell, like I said, I'm very tired, and I am very, very much fed up. Give me a second to look on my iPhone. I may have something on my iPhone. I do not. Actually, it might be in recycle. No, that's all the previous stuff when it comes to the RMA and whatnot. So, yeah. Give me the card. Okay, if I did this the way I think I did, this should be the video I'm looking for. Yes, this is the video I'm looking for. Here, I'm DDUing my system. And of course, there's the new card. Is there a time and date? Well, there's no date, no time, but there is a date. But here you can see exactly what I'm doing. And of course, I got the thing plugged in. I just hit the power button, or I'm about to hit it. I flip, nope, whatever. And as you can see, the motherboard lights up, the fans light up. The monitor will light up in a second. And boom. So, the car was working when I got it. The initial first boot worked completely fine. And yet, well, we're back to my RX 580. And this thing, I don't know where I'm going to put it. But I'm going to pack it up. And I'm just going to put it somewhere. And I'm just going to completely forget about it. So fucking fed up. So, sorry about the length of this video, but hopefully someone understands my pain and how I need to go to bed. I'm going to stop the video, render it on the iPad, upload to my main channel, and I'm going to go to fucking bed. And when I wake up, I'm going to tear all this apart, get my computer back in my case, and just be done with this. I may put the new card back in there just to see what happens, because I would be curious to see how it acts when I put the PCI, when I connect it to a PCI riser cable. But yeah, I'm done with this. So most likely what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to upload this video I just showed you snippets of. It's all in its full completion. So that'll come up later today when I actually wake up and is more and I'm a little bit more competent and not, well, sleepy. Thank goodness I didn't accidentally I don't know why I put them in recycle. I shouldn't have put that in recycle, but whatever. Luckily I managed to save it when I did. Alright. Well, this thing here did its job. It did exactly what I wanted it to do. And since my computer since everything doesn't work now, give me a second. How do I want to do this? Can I leverage it without busting the monitor? Give me a second. All right. I'll be able to use this webcam for an actual webcam later down the road. All right. So I just gotta figure out how I wired. Oh, I see what's going on. Give me the cable. Give me the cable. Come with me, cable. You're going to go to a safe place. In the pile.